Chiropractic tends to sit a little outside of that standard medical model. We're coming from a holistic perspective, and we're looking at supporting families to get the most out of their bodies long term. And so that can be hard to understand when coming from a perspective where we might have a condition and then we have a set treatment plan. That condition resolves, or things change, and then treatment ceases. And so when we think about those two worlds clashing, there is a bit of a misunderstanding. And that misunderstanding actually goes back many, many, many years and has started over in America. And there is an air of that continues today. And so 2 years after starting the practice, there was a government inquiry into chiropractic care for children that was put forth by a politician. I can't remember, I think it was Melbourne, but I've been Adelaide actually. And based on some video footage that went around about a child being adjusted. That child was not injured. The parents posted and were happy for it to be posted because the child improved with care. Now, out of context, that was then sensationalized. And then the government essentially, this PM was saying, we are going to show how dangerous chiropractors are, and that, we need to shut them down and they shouldn't see children based on no evidence of harm ever. And so that was massive. I had just opened a practice. I can't remember, I was either about to get pregnant with my first or was already pregnant with my first. So here I am in a practice called the Australian Children's Chiropractic Centre. It's a massive 300 metre practice, and I have a 5-year lease. And so with all of that in mind, I thought, okay, well, here we go. And it was a very stressful time. But what was really magical is that 28,000 people invested time in, writing to the health minister, and they really tried to get us. They went through not only all the research, but they went to the insurance companies to see if chiropractic care had, anyone had been sued for the care provided to a child. And we can say that through that massive review that no other profession has been through, that had a response so big that they had to get Ernst & Young involved in analysing the data, 0 evidence of harm in a child in Australia ever. And so that was a huge win for the practice, but airs of this continued to ripple through. And even today, there is still sensationalised media attacks on chiropractic care for children. And so, the wins that we have had in practice have felt so fantastic because, we know we do a great job. We know we get great outcomes, and we know we are incredibly safe in what we provide and do. And in our practice, the way that I opened it was because I wanted to be loud and proud about what we did. I wanted to be someone who really stepped forth and could be an inspiration to others that felt nervous because of the different things that were going on internally in chiropractic and externally. And I wanted to just go, no, this is what we do, and I'm really proud of it. So we are incredibly diligent with our examination. We are incredibly documentative in our approach. Every family goes home with a handwritten, not a handwritten, but a personalized typed report, and we redo those reports along the way. And the work that we have put in, the hours of report writing that chiropractors don't really do, that we have put in has made incredible change, and it has meant that we have been able to increase communication and confidence in the process that we provide and the care that we provide, and has, I honestly believe, completely changed the whole area around chiropractic care for children and beyond. We have people that travel huge distances to see us now because of, the confidence in what we do, and also the incredible reviews and recommendations from other families.
As a father to 4 kids who all have chiropractic care, I know I can't remember if it was our daughter or our son, was struggling to roll over at one point and then crawl. And after one visit, they were able to roll over the other way and then started crawling about 2 weeks later. You're like, wow, it all just kind of clicked, and it was fantastic to see that they all still do it. So I'm with you on that, preaching to the converted. But it's awesome to hear of the impact of every profession. I think it's great when we've got a community of allied health professionals that try and work together rather than try and cancel one another, and try and find understanding, and mutual approaches, evidence that backs their approach, so they can help people live a better quality of life. I think that's always good. It's great to see it in the community as well. You would see this, the support, the collaboration, rather than people ragging on one another. I certainly see it.
Yeah, and the difference, for posts in those Facebook groups from 8 years ago to now, completely different.
Yes.
And it's literally, like we have seen, it must be nearly 3,500 families, and we're 72% children and 60% were under 1 when they started with us.
Yeah, wow.
Huge amounts of babies. So really being part of changing the trajectory of those children's lives, because like you said, helping them roll, and both ways. I was teaching a primitive reflexes workshop last night to some medical people came to it, some other chiropractors, some educators, teachers, and parents. And we were just talking about, we have these amazing primitive reflexes, and a child needs to move freely, though, to express and use those reflexes to facilitate that next stage of growth. And chiropractic is just, something that can be part of that, because that impacts so much longer time. So, yeah.